Hey there, MacU. It's Amanda from the URX team, and today I'm here to talk to you about our value of the quarter, communication. Now, as a quick refresher, MacU defines communication as we intentionally share information to empower those we serve. This is such an important value here, and as I was digging through the 64 separate GiANT tools that deal with communication, the one that stood out to me the most was Discretion and Discipline. It is an excellent tool and a good guide in helping us learn how to prevent our cultural competitor confusion. So for those of you who are not familiar with this tool, we're going to break it down here real quick. It asks us to consider 3 separate questions as we are preparing to share information: what to share, when to share it, and who to share it with. So for the first category, what information needs to be shared and how much? This category should really help us to consider how the information we already have and the changes we make will impact another's ability to do their job. MacU wants us to be intentional with sharing information that's going to empower someone else, but it doesn't mean that we absolutely share everything that we know in all scenarios. If you guys have ever heard of the term information dump, sometimes too much information can muddy the waters, and too little information can absolutely cause confusion because then nobody knows what's going on. So we want to make sure that we're calibrating the right amount that is going to be empowering to others, but not so much that we muddy the waters and cause confusion. The second category is when to share it. Just as too much information can muddy waters and cause confusion, if we're sharing it too soon or too late, we can do the absolute same thing. This is also extremely important if the information is still being defined or the goalposts are likely to change because we're still working out exactly what we want to do. If we're not cautious about when we're sharing this information, we might share it with someone who thinks that it's actually finalized and should start doing the process. And then before you know it, we have wasted time and resources in areas that we never fully intended to launch. So the right amount of information is very important, but at the right time is just as important. Now, the final thing we want to ask is, who should we be sharing this information with? And to consider if the person on the other side of us is the right audience for the information that we need to share. We want this information as we communicate with each other. We want to empower those that we serve. But not every single person needs to know absolutely every single thing that's going on in order to do their job very well. That might sound a little bit heartless. It's not that we want to keep things close to our heart. But as I said before, too much information can muddy the waters. And so we want to make sure those who absolutely need the information to do their job have that information, and that we should be willing to open up and share that information at that time. So as you're considering the communication, you're considering this value, ask yourself those 3 questions in all those interactions. Is this the right person who needs to know this information? Is this the right time for them to know it? And am I giving it to them in the right amounts? If we are considering those questions, then we have a really good chance of preventing confusion as we go forward. Now, if you would like to hear a little bit more about what GiANT has to say about discretion and discipline, check out the video on EvangelNet under the heading GiANT, titled Discretion and Discipline. We thank you guys for your time today. God bless. Have a good one.